In 1986, a construction crew in southern Romania was laying pipe near the Black Sea coast when they broke through the ground and found something that had no right to exist. A sealed cave, no entrance, no exit, no connection to the outside world. And inside, something was moving. The cave had been completely sealed off from the surface for 5 million years. 5 million years of total darkness. No sunlight, no fresh air. No food from the outside world. The atmosphere inside was toxic. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide at levels that would kill a person in minutes. But life was thriving in there. 48 species had evolved in that cave, and 33 of them existed nowhere else on Earth. Creatures with no eyes, centipedes that had never seen light, spiders, scorpions, leeches, snails. A whole ecosystem, completely self-sustaining, feeding off poisonous gas instead of sunlight. Scientists called it one of the most significant biological discoveries of the 20th century, and it changed everything we thought we knew about where life can exist. This is the story of Movile Cave. The year is 1986. Romania is still under communist rule. A government engineer named Cristian Lascu is helping survey the land near the town of Mangalia, close to the Black Sea coast. The crew is drilling boreholes, routine work, checking the ground for a planned construction project. The drill breaks through into empty space. They lower a camera, and what they see makes no sense. There's a cave down there, a large one, and the walls are covered in white. Not mineral deposits, not crystite formations. Something biological, something alive. Cristian Lascu becomes obsessed. He goes back. He finds a way in through a narrow shaft, ropes down into the cave, and within minutes he knows this place has never been touched by the outside world. The air is wrong. The smell is wrong. Everything about it is wrong. And then he looks closer at the walls, and he starts to count the creatures crawling across them. To understand what makes Movile Cave so extraordinary, you have to understand what life is supposed to need. Sunlight is the foundation of almost every food chain on Earth. Plants absorb it. Animals eat the plants. Other animals eat those animals. The whole chain, every living thing you've ever seen, ultimately runs on sunlight. Movile Cave has had zero sunlight for 5 million years. So what is everything in there eating? The answer is hydrogen sulfide, a gas so toxic that exposure to even small concentrations can cause immediate unconsciousness. A gas that smells like rotten eggs and kills in minutes at high concentrations. A gas that the cave produces constantly, bubbling up through the water table from volcanic activity deep in the rock. And in Movile Cave, certain bacteria have evolved to eat it. These bacteria don't photosynthesize. They chemosynthesize. They extract energy from chemical reactions instead of light. They form thick white mats across the cave walls and floating islands on the surface of the underground lake. And everything else in the cave eats them. The whole ecosystem runs on poison. The creatures that live in Movile Cave are unlike anything found anywhere else. Take the cave centipede. On the surface, centipedes are aggressive, fast-moving hunters with excellent vision. The Movile Cave centipede is completely blind. Its eyes have been replaced by sensory organs that detect vibration and chemical signals. It's paler than any surface centipede, almost translucent, its organs visible through its skin. And it's longer. Without light-driven predation pressure, it's had millions of years to grow. The cave spiders are the same, no eyes, long, spindly legs tuned for sensing movement in the dark rather than seeing prey. Species that exist nowhere else on Earth. Descended from ancestors who stumbled into the cave 5 million years ago and never left. There are leeches in the underground lake with no surface relatives. Isopods, small crustacean-like creatures that are entirely new to science. Water scorpions, pseudoscorpions, snails whose shells have thinned over millions of generations because building thick shells takes energy, and energy is scarce in the dark. Every creature in that cave tells the same story. The outside world doesn't exist here. It never has. And evolution has quietly, patiently stripped away everything that wasn't needed and amplified everything that was. The air in Movile Cave is nearly unbreathable. Normal atmosphere is about 21% oxygen. Movile Cave runs at 7 to 10%, roughly equivalent to being at extreme high altitude. Carbon dioxide, which makes up less than 1% of normal air, runs at 2 to 3.5% in the cave. At those levels, it causes headaches, confusion, and eventually unconsciousness. And then there's the hydrogen sulfide, colorless, heavier than air, pooling at the lowest points of the cave. At the concentrations found near the cave lake, a person has minutes before cognitive impairment begins. Scientists who enter the cave do so on strict time limits, 45 minutes maximum. They carry monitors, they watch the readings. When the numbers start moving, they leave immediately. And they wear no breathing apparatus, because the shaft into the cave is so narrow that a tank won't fit. You go in with what the cave gives you, and you hope the cave is having a good day. 33 of the 48 species found in Movile Cave exist nowhere else on Earth. Let that settle for a moment. In a single sealed room, a cave roughly the size of a modest house, evolution produced 33 entirely unique life forms over 5 million years. Species that have never been seen, never been named, never been documented anywhere else on the planet. Most of the Earth's surface has been explored. The forests have been cataloged, the oceans sampled, the mountains mapped, and yet here, under an unremarkable field in southeastern Romania, was an entire private world, biologically isolated since before humans existed, waiting to be found. Scientists who study Movile Cave call it a biological island, cut off from the mainland of surface life the same way oceanic islands are cut off from continents. And just like island species, the creatures inside evolved in ways that make no sense compared to their nearest relatives. The cave has become one of the most studied ecosystems in the world, and the more scientists look at it, the stranger it gets. After Movile Cave was discovered, researchers began asking a different question. Not just what lives in there, but what it means. If life can evolve in total darkness, in toxic air, on chemical energy alone, sealed inside a rock for 5 million years, where else might life exist? Mars has caves, extensive cave systems formed by ancient lava flows hidden beneath the surface. The Martian atmosphere is too thin and radiation too intense for life on the surface. But underground, protected from radiation, possibly warmer, possibly with liquid water in the deep rock, the moons of Jupiter and Saturn are covered in ice. But beneath the ice, Europa, Enceladus, there are liquid oceans, oceans with no sunlight, oceans that might have hydrothermal activity, oceans that just might, have the same chemical energy that powers Movile Cave. Before 1986, life needed sunlight. That was the rule. Movile Cave broke the rule, and now the universe looks different. Movile Cave is still there, still sealed, still running on hydrogen sulfide in darkness and 5 million years of silence. Access is strictly controlled. Only a handful of people have ever entered it. The Romanian government limits visits to protect the ecosystem. Too many humans breathing the wrong air, disturbing the wrong mat of bacteria, could damage something that took 5 million years to build. Cristian Lascu, the engineer who found it, became a cave biologist. He spent the rest of his career studying the place he stumbled onto by accident in 1986. He said in an interview that every time he went in, he felt like he was visiting another planet. He wasn't wrong. There is an entire world beneath our feet that runs on different rules. That was sealed off before our species existed. That evolved for longer than humans have been human, in conditions that should make life impossible. And we almost built a pipe through it. The drill stopped 1 meter short of the cave, 1 meter, and instead of destroying it, we found it. Maybe that's the strangest fact of all. Not what was in the cave, but how close we came to never knowing it was there.